Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
Yes, that's right. From pixel legends to blockbuster hits. Dive right in. It's time you get with it.
Those aren't the words, but
Those are my words.
those are your words.
And they work out pretty darn well.
Okay.
So another episode of the BM show. We're doing this again, right?
Yeah. Well, you're making it sound like we tried doing this episode already and it didn't happen.
Oh, well, it already happened for our VIP members. They've already seen this episode.
Yeah, they saw it before we even knew it existed.
They saw it before we were even born.
We were born. It came out in 1975.
How do you think I got my name, dude? One of the VIP members went to my mom while she was like, I guess in labor with me. It's like, dude, you gotta name him Mike.
Gotta name him Mike.
It won't fit if you don't name him Mike, because then they're gonna have to change the whole name. It'll be like the BA show, and then they're gonna get sued by Mr. T.
Yeah. Because he owns the right to that character.
He does. He absolutely does.
He owns the right to that haircut. Actually, I mean, he might not own the rights to it, but I think he owns the name that they call it, like the Mr. T haircut.
No, did he actually trademark the phrase "I pity the fool"? Like Games Workshop tried to trademark the phrase "space merc." I can't say that probably because I guess we get sued if I say that on the air.
I have no idea if he did or not. I mean, I don't see how if he could. I don't understand, like, when you do it. Okay. So the whole thing with phrases, it has to do in the context in which you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably could get away with saying that phrase that you were afraid to say, as long as you're not using it to try to make. Well, we are trying to make money. It's how you use it.
I'm doing this on my heart. I'm doing this for the advancement of humanity. That's why I do the BM show.
The advancement of humanity, because who knows how the world would be if we did not exist.
I'd like to make a change somehow, and instead of giving my dollars or anything, the best thing I could do is the BM show, and I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, you could be at like a soup kitchen or something, but no, you're here doing this.
Yep. So I think we should probably get started.
Okay.
So we've got a lot to go over, and the first thing we're going to go over is something that I now call the Bloomin' News. So let's talk about the Bloomin' News. Yes, we're going to talk about Beanie again. And, I got to say one thing. What I love about this picture is that they managed to get my favorite members all in the proper lineup, starting with the bottom left all the way to the bottom right, then up to the top right and back to the left. Now, I got to admit, there's it's kind of questionable when you get to the back row which one's my 4 or my number 5 on, but I just thought that was kind of cool when I saw that picture. I was like, man, that's like perfection right there for me. So there's a couple big things that happened this week, because last time we talked, I mentioned that they're having new video. Well, guess what? On February 14th, they actually had 2 videos come out, and I want to discuss them. So the first one was the remix of Blink Twice, the Dos Veces remix, which is now we've got kind of a Spanish remix. And if you're watching this video, you're like, dude, I've seen this video already. You guys have shown this video 50 million times already. Okay, so Ben, do you remember what I said about remixes, where I said that usually with a remix, I listen to it once, I'm like, okay, that's fine, and then I move on. But that one other remix they had, I said it was just outstanding because they added to it.
Yep.
Okay. This is a complete opposite.
This remix sucks.
This is basically what happened here is that they collaborated with a big Mexican singer named Belinda, and basically they added just a little bit of accompaniment, cut out the whole second verse and chorus, and gave it to this artist, and that's it. I mean, if you're watching the video, it's the same video. And then you'll see that they're going to cut with it, and they're going to put the other singer in. There's some shots in here that I think are original or new, but they look like they're probably like cutting room floor from the last video, or you know, when they're filming the last video. And that's all you get. So you just get this new scene, and you get this lady singing. Obviously she's not even in the same place, you know. So it's I listened to it once, and I don't feel like I have to listen to it again, which is kind of disappointing, because all of their songs, including their remixes and alternate versions, whatever, I'll listen to. But except the songs are like, there's one song that they have in multiple languages. I don't need every multiple language. This is now the second one that I'm like, I don't really need it. So I'm kind of disappointed in this. So if I'm decent with my Spanish, dos veces is 2 times, and that's one more time that I actually listened to it. So just want to give you a heads up on that one. But they also, like I mentioned, they released the video for Top, which I think I already mentioned that the song was already out. You could hear the song in the lyrics version. So I already knew this song was like super good. Absolutely love this song. But what I didn't realize, and I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead, because if you're watching this, you're just going to see, oh, it's just kind of a nice video. I'm going to jump ahead and show you what's really going on here. And you'll pick up pretty fast, Ben. So tell me what you kind of notice now.
Looks like a commercial for ice cream.
Exactly. This is actually an advertisement for ice cream, which they tend to do. They do these advertisements. And usually when you think of like American advertisements with bands, it's like, you know, you got like, say, like Green Day or something playing, and the drummer's tired, and the bassist looks at him. He's like, dude, you just need a Snickers. And then he bites into Snickers, and all of a sudden he's drumming again. And he looks at the camera and gives a thumbs up. And that's all you get. But they actually do a song, and usually the songs are like actually really good songs that we expect on an album. And this is what actually happened with this song. This song is just exceptional. So I absolutely love it. I don't care that's an advertisement. I will listen to this in my car. I will be happy. And I won't care that they're trying to sell me something, because it's amazing. So I highly recommend checking this one out. You could check the other one out, but you may feel the same way I did, where it was just kind of, I've already heard it. I'll just rather listen to the original. Those are my two.
Is it good ice cream?
It looks like it was good ice cream. You want to see the ice cream again?
I just love that there's an ice cream ad in the middle of their music video.
Here we go. Let's check out the ice cream. Like here we are. You know what? I freaking love ice cream. So I think we missed the ice cream. We sure did. We got to go back a little further. All right. Oh, here we go. Here comes the ice cream.
Yeah, here's Cornetto ice cream. No relation to Jimmo Cornetto, and you can't get away from advertising in today's world. I go to the movies; they show commercials before the movie. Here, you're watching a music video, and what's in the middle of the music video? An advertisement for ice cream.
Exactly.
It's really,
but you know what? I'm fine with that, because I love ice cream. See, that's the thing I realized. Like, American music is all about, it's either about getting it on, or it's about like killing yourself. and I don't relate to really either of those, because I've grown up enough that I don't want to get it on and kill myself at the same time. But dude, if you drop a song about pancakes, I will be right on that, because I can feel that. I'm right there with them.
you can feel the pancakes on.
I could, I could taste them. I can smell them coming out while the video's going.
I do that. That's my breakfast every Tuesday morning. I go to a diner. I get pancakes and eggs and all that.
There you go. See, that's when you're doing life correctly.
That's what I do. That's what I do my other podcast, which is completely different from this one.
So we got one more thing that we want to cover in Beanie News, and this is kind of like, more personal to me. Some guy, don't know who it is, but some guy went out there and decided to play his mandolin to one of the Beanie songs.
Which we can't hear because it does the cancellation. You have to play it off your phone.
Exactly, yeah. So if you get a chance, look this up. My Mandolin plus Beanie Zero Pressure. Whoever this was that did it, this person is a genius.
Only 12 views.
What's that?
Only 12 views.
I know it, but it's only been up for 2 hours. So hopefully there'll be 12 billion by the time that person, whoever it is, wakes up the next morning.
Now, whose mandolin was that? Is that the person who's playing it or at the house that they're at?
It's a person who's playing it.
Okay.
So we think, because, obviously we don't know who this person truly is.
Yeah.
Total mystery. So if you guys are curious,
It tells me that this person took their mandolin over to this other guy's house.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So if you get a chance, give it a listen. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do like it, awesome. Whatever.
Did he have that Darth Vader when I visited last year?
Probably. If you visited him.
Yeah, if I knew who this person was. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's all for the Bloomin' News today. So there'll probably be something, next week or whatever, because this group just doesn't stop doing things, and that's awesome.
All right.
So that we got one thing out of the way. Now, Ben, I have a question for you.
What's up?
When you find a game that you like and you want to go ahead and buy it, what's the first thing you do? Do you just go out and buy it, or is there something that you tune into first to see, if you can save a little money?
Oh, you know what? There is a place that I go to check if I could save some money. I go to Amazon.
Perfect. Do they sell ice cream?
Probably.
There you go.
I go to Walmart. No, you know what? I go to this festival segment of the BM show, which has a really long name, and I don't want to say the whole thing because you're going to say it in the song. Go ahead.
Does it have something to do about what genre do you like?
Yes.
Do you want to play? Let me help you save on what you've got to pay.
Ka-ching.
So this week, let's start again with Epic Games.
We always go to Epic Games first. I love that.
Yep, exactly.
So if you listen to us on a normal basis, you know just what we're going to do. It's good. It's predictability. It's what you're supposed to have in a weekly program.
Well, and there's a reason why we go to Epic Games first, because Epic games are only available till Thursday, whereas the Prime games are available for longer.
Yeah.
Even though they're in the same segment and just minutes apart, it doesn't matter. We want to get the ones that are going away fast. We want to get those first.
Now, with Epic Games, one of the slides that they just showed here was about Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced. If you have Grand Theft Auto 5 on your PC already, you will get the enhanced version for free, and they are two separate versions of the game.
Gotcha.
So I learned that because I was like, well, I have it for Epic Games already. And I'm like, okay, how come it's not the enhanced version? All I have is a regular version. I found out that it's a totally different install, just as big. Actually, it's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I just deleted the original one and I just put the enhanced one on there because I watched a few reviews and nobody went and said, don't get the enhanced version.
Gotcha. Okay. So the good news right there. If you already have it, don't buy it again.
If you're wondering what it adds ray tracing.
Gotcha.
That's the big ad. There's a few other things, but the big thing is ray tracing.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's talk about what's free first. Free on Epic Games. Let's start with Mortal Shell.
I would say Mortal Shell. No.
Wait, go Surfer all of a sudden after that?
No, it's going Mortal Kombat with the techno.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like doing Surfer. I expected like Mortal Shell or something like that,
No, that was death metal, and you do.
Exactly. Well, look how it's written, Mortal Shell. So Mortal Shell is a indie RPG, but what I'm learning is this is very much like Dead Cells type of play. So if you like the brutal, this video doesn't even work. That's awesome. So I can't go to the left. Play the video. Jeez. Okay, there you go. Said if you like dying a lot, like that dude just did, and that dude just did, and that dude's about to do again, then this is probably the game for you. If you're a big fan of like Dead Cells, is it Dead Cells or what's that big one? Dark Dark Soul. What's a Dark Souls?
Dark Souls, yeah.
That's what it is. It's a Dark Souls game. So yeah, if you like dying a lot, you're gonna be down with Mortal Shell, and it's free right now. Save yourself $30 and go get it. Also free on Epic Games. We already talked about this. World of Warships. If you know what this is, you're probably jumping up and down and excited to take your pink and
Oh, these are one of those people. Like these are people who advertise on all those YouTube channels. They're one of those games.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're probably like, I'm gonna take my pink and purple battle cruiser out and go sink some aircraft carriers.
It's like, I just, hey guys, I got the new iPhone and I'm gonna be doing an unboxing. But you know what? I can't wait to play on there. World of Warships.
But here's the thing, dude. This is $30, whatever it is. So I'm sure that if you're a World of Warships person, that's probably big news.
This is an add-on. Look at the thing. It's not the game. It's an add-on.
Yeah. So
you need to have World of Warships, the base game, which is probably free, because this looks like, because I've seen advertisements before, and any of these advertisements are always for free to play. So this is an add-on to extend this free game.
If it is free, go get World of Warships and get this $30 thing for free, and just go blow up some destroyers, some battleships, submarines and stuff. And you have some fun.
Battleship.
Exactly. So that's for this week. Next week, or I should say, is coming this Thursday, is for free, will be Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Here you go.
$60 game is coming for free, and you can create your world. This is what a strategy game. I'm assuming this is a creation. You can make dinosaurs.
Yeah, this was like a sim game, like Sim Jurassic Park.
So you can take a Velociraptor and you could take a Triceratops and flip on, I've been really trying, baby, trying for so long, and just watch them go at it, if that's your thing. Look, Vela is about to go at it there.
There's some YouTube channels where these guys, they get keys for these games and they're told to break the game. And I'd like to see one of them get this game and see what they can do to break it.
Go for it. So if you're listening, go break this game and then show us.
Yeah. Show us let's this guy, he does like ridiculous stuff. Would he be like, okay, let's have it where the people who are coming to visit the park, they have to walk through where all the dinosaurs are, so they all get killed.
Okay, so moving on to Prime Gaming time. So first thing that's free on Prime Gaming is Siberia, The World Before. So Siberia is a point and click puzzle adventure. So point and click and point and click, point, click, click, click. The Siberia World Before. Yeah. So
what were your words?
What's that?
What how did you end it?
The Siberia, The World Before.
Okay. I had to do that, so when I edit later, I can put it together. Okay.
Okay. So if you're into point and click adventures, actually looks pretty nice. I'm not into it, but if you are, go to town, click away.
I have a lot of these Siberia games that I got for free from one of these websites.
Oh, so this is like a series?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Siberia games.
Okay.
And I've never played any of them. So you telling me this is a clicking puzzle game, that's news to me, even though I don't even know what I have it on. I think it's Steam or something.
Well, I mean, you're getting the rest of them. What's one more, Ben? Go for
it. It's my collection.
Yeah, have the Siberia collection you never touched, which we all got. We all have that collection we've never touched. So
that's
yours.
I have Metal Gear Solid. I've only played 5 minutes of that.
We'll talk about that one a little later. So next up, also free, is Wall World, which I actually picked up before on free, and this is it's an interesting type of game. It's not my cup of tea really, but I can see how some people actually might dig this. It's different. I'm really at a loss to truly describe the game. So this is probably one, if you're curious about, you may want to go to YouTube and just kind of see a YouTube video about, what it's like. I want to say it's like Resource or kind of adventure. It's so hard to describe. But check it out if you want to. Also free on Prime Gaming is Dark Deity Complete Edition, which is a strategy, role-playing, turn-based, tactical, everything all-in-one type of game. So, and I don't know what the difference between the Complete Edition and the not so Complete Edition are, but the good thing is if you get this one, you're obviously getting probably everything saying that's complete until they release the Complete Edition Director's Cut.
The Ultimate Edition.
The Ultimate Complete Edition, yes. Okay, so also free on Prime Gaming is Endling Extinction is Forever, which I would expect it to be. So this looks like it says it's a simulator adventure, so you're probably just, exploring around the area. I don't know much about it, but it looks like it's a nice game. If you want something that's looks like it may be a little more laid back than obviously playing like Doom, the Dark Ages, you may want to go this route. And then finally, free on Prime Gaming is Beholder 3, which is, I don't remember if I played this or not. Or maybe not, it's because it's point and click. But yeah, this is, if you're a point and clicker, guess what? You get 2 for the price of 0 this week. And that's a pretty good deal. So that's everything that's free on Prime Gaming. Now for what you're paying for. First thing on Fanatical is the Kingslayer bundle. This is actually just a whole bundle of games. Looks like $209 basically for $10. And it looks like you get all of this in there. I'm familiar with one of these titles. But if you want a whole bunch of games, go for it.
Windy Meadow sounds like the title of something.
It's the title of the game, Ben.
I know, but it's just like, it's one of those things like it has to. Yeah, I'm glad to use it as a title because that just has to be a title.
Exactly. All right, so that's one thing you can get. Also, there's the Build Your Own Fusion bundle. So 3 games for $6. Gungrave's actually a pretty big name. Ascent also I've heard of. There's Prey. There's some games in here that I've definitely heard of.
Arcade Paradise.
Okay, Arcade Paradise. You might dig that. I didn't because I got that for free. It wasn't really my thing, but it's a simulator game. Where it simulates you like building an arcade.
They had that on the Xbox 360 where you're supposed to like each game cost $1 or something like that, and then you could have the machines and have different floors and different themes and I actually did that. I didn't spend a lot on it, but I did that.
So this is your Build Your Own Fusion bundle. So you're basically getting a game for $2. The more you buy, the less it is. Over to Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle has the Spring Break bundle, which is, I guess it looks like, let's see where we have to go on this one.
It says $5 or more on the thing, but I don't know if that just means.
So that gives you 2 items.
It gives it 2. Yeah. Okay.
8 gives you 5. These 5. 12 gives you 7. And there's your price. The $12 is going to be the lowest to get all 7 of these titles. And I've heard of Forgive Me, Father. But so if you're into that, I know Forgive Me, Father, I believe is a first-person shooter. These probably all are kind of like first-person shooters, or at least action games, obviously. So save some money and pick up 7 titles for $12. That's not a bad deal. And then the other big news, if you didn't know what's going on right now, Steam is having their spring sale till the 20th of March. So it's ending pretty soon. So if there's anything on your wish list, you may want to double check your wish list to see if that item is on sale, or just go happy shopping in Steam and see what money you can save, which I actually, this is the first time I haven't bought like a big stack of games, but I ended up picking up one game.
Listen to these simulators. Road Maintenance Simulator. Highway Police Simulator. These are all high-paying jobs, and then there's firefighter, which is not a high-paying job.
They probably make some good money.
But not really. Most of them are volunteer. It's one of the things, like, it's the lowest paid out of all the people you would call from 911. They're the ones who get the least amount of money, or the ones who get the most. They do the most dangerous work.
They make less than the dispatcher.
Probably.
Wow. Okay. So there you go. So if you want to be a fire person, I guess just go be a dispatcher. So anyway, that's everything that's free and cheap this week. So hopefully you found something that's to your liking. And with that out of the way, I believe we have something special to talk about, don't we, Ben? I believe you might have done something crazy and wild and out of control.
Crazy, wild, and out of control. Yes.
So do you want me to start with the jingle?
Yes, we do the jingle.
So it sucks, or it's something that you don't want to do. Well, guess what? Boom, boom. Ben does it. So you don't have to.
Yeah, I did this crazy and wild thing, as Mike was talking about. I walked across the room and I went to my my shelf and I pulled down a 4K Blu-ray and I put it into the player and I hit play.
Dang, that's nuts.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
And you didn't get injured?
I you know what? There was a moment there when I thought I might have done something, but it was all right. It was just a hangnail.
Gotcha. Okay. So those are dangerous.
And they are dangerous. You can poke your eye out with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is going to be a little controversial because I just watched a couple of reviews of this movie before we went on the air to kind of just, number one, to remind myself about a few things about the movie, maybe some stuff I overlooked, and also just to see how other people feel about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just let this out right now. I'm not saying that it's a bad movie, but The Maltese Falcon is a 1941 American film noir directed by John Huston in his directorial debut. Based on a 1930 novel by the same name by Dashiell Hammett, the film stars Humphrey Bogart as private detective Sam Spade, Mary Astor as the mysterious femme fatale Bridget O'Shaughnessy. Oh, God. It's one of those weird Irish names. O'Shaughnessy. I got it. Bridget O'Shaughnessy. See, it's St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's a perfect time for this name. Peter Lorre as the devious Joel Cairo, and Sidney Greenstreet in his screen debut as Gasper Gutman, also known as the Fat Man. Set in San Francisco, the film follows private detective Sam Spade, whose partner is murdered after taking a case involving a woman named Bridget O'Shaughnessy. Bridget claims to be in danger, but is actually entangled in a web of deceit surrounding a priceless artifact known as the Maltese Falcon, a jewel-encrusted statuette that has been targeted by thieves for centuries. As Spade navigates his way through double crosses and betrayals, he encounters the cunning Joel Cairo and the imposing Gasper Gutman, both desperate to get their hands on the Falcon. Spade must outwit them all while staying ahead of the law and uncovering the truth behind his partner's murder. The film builds a tense climax where greed, deception, and morality collide, leaving Spade to make a fatal decision about justice and personal gain. Now, here's where people are going to get pissed off, because here's the good stuff. The Maltese Falcon is widely regarded as one of the greatest film noirs of all time, in the defining role for Humphrey Bogart. I do agree. It is considered to be one of the greatest film noirs of all time, and it was a defining role for Humphrey Bogart. And I'll get to what my complaint is in a minute. It was nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor for Sidney Greenstreet, who I love. That guy's freaking awesome. Sidney Greenstreet, Best Academy Award, and Best Adapted Screenplay. John Huston's tight direction and snappy dialogue set a new standard for the genre, influencing countless noir films that followed. The film's final line, "The stuff that dreams are made of," has become one of the most famous quotes in cinema history. This movie's too freaking long. I'm waiting for all these great moments, and yes, there are a lot of great moments. There's a lot of great quotes. There's a lot of stuff, if you are a Looney Tunes fan like I was growing up, that you've seen these scenes played out by Bugs Bunny and all those guys a million times, and they're great. They're great to see, but not for this long of a movie.
How long is the movie?
It's just under 2 hours. It really should be 90 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's this my and if you listen to a lot of my reviews, that's a lot of my complaints on some movies is that they're just 30 minutes too long, and this is one of those examples of just being 30 minutes too long.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is this type of movie with the detective drama. This is the very first one that runs it with this style, the film noir style. So this is like that's why this movie is so famous. It started a whole different genre of movies.
Gotcha.
And it is a good movie in a lot of respects. If you've never seen it before, I do recommend to watch it, but this won't be your favorite movie with this cast of characters. Your favorite's going to be Casablanca, which happens a year later and features three of the same people, which these three are great together. That's Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre, and Humphrey Bogart. The three of them together, they just have a great chemistry together.
Gotcha.
Peter Lorre, of course, he's the white-eyed guy, the one who was in Casablanca, the one who actually stole the documents and was getting Rick to hide them.
Mm-hmm.
That's Peter Lorre. And Sidney Greenstreet was the guy who owned the competing club.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just so you have a frame of reference of who these guys are, it's like Sidney Greenstreet. This is his very first movie, and this shows that you don't have to be young to start your acting career because he was like already in his like 40s or 50s at this point, or maybe he was in his 30s. People looked a lot older than they were back then. Yeah, that was my main complaint about the whole thing. I'm like watching it, waiting kind of to just like, can this move along faster, please? It was the pacing. I kind of feel it was a little off to me. And I do get why people think it's a classic. There's a lot of, like I said, this started a whole new genre of films. But I do think there are better movies that are in this kind of genre, and they do start. One of the I do have to watch it again. I just got a hold of The Big Sleep, which is Humphrey Bogart, and this is the one where he meets his wife Lauren Bacall. I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking about, but there is another one where he plays a detective. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But there are really good ones where he's a detective, and like this is like I said, I don't want to crap on the movie, but I'm kind of crapping on the movie. Or I couldn't wait for it to end.
So were you just like sitting there watching like, okay, so how much longer in this movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And also it doesn't help that I've already watched it. So I know what the story is.
Mhm.
Like the whole thing is like the whole idea behind a MacGuffin kind of started behind the Maltese Falcon, where the Falcon itself doesn't mean anything. It's the thing that they're all searching for. The vinyl line, the stuff that dreams are made of, is encompassing of what the Falcon actually represents. Is that it's if I can have this one thing, I'll be happy.
Mhm.
Is what it represents. And then the whole movie, Sam Spade's character doesn't care about it. He just wants to get to the bottom of who killed his partner, and he also wants to stay alive in this whole thing. That's all he's worried about.
Gotcha.
But you have these other two characters these other characters of Bridget and Joel Cairo and Casper Gutman. They're all after this Falcon, and then at the same time, he's dealing with police. See, his partner gets okay. So I got to tell this story now. Bridget comes in, and she's worried because somebody is like harassing her. So she wants the detectives to look into it. And Humphrey Bogart, his character, he's kind of cool, like a cool character. Like he's cool, but like he's cool because you don't know, maybe he's just so hurt from life he doesn't care anymore. So he's just like he's not chill. I mean, he's cool as in like he smokes a cigarette, he has his drink, he doesn't care what you do, just don't bother me.
So on that question about him, then is he cool in a way where he's trapped inside of a little prison cell and celebrating the fact that they're slowly descending into the lava below in a happy mood?
Oh, you mean like in the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Exactly.
No.
Oh, okay.
What a weird. And the thing is, as soon as you started talking about it, I started knowing exactly who you meant.
Exactly.
That blue star. Yeah, it's like, sweet relief. No, it's kind of like he just like, he's almost like an asshole in the way he is. He's kind of just like he's somebody who's he's seen enough of everything where he's kind of over it. That's kind of like what I got from his character, but like his partner and him, they're looking at this Bridget girl, and she's a looker, at least for 1940 standards, and so they're into her, and they kind of almost argue over who's going to take the case, and his partner takes the case, and his partner, while doing the case, gets killed. And he wants to, so that's why he wants to find out who killed his partner. And they find out that this woman is tied up in looking for this Maltese Falcon. And because now he's involved with the woman, Joel Cairo thinks that he, meaning Sam Spade, knows where the Falcon is. So he goes into his office, holds him up, and says, "I'm going to search your office." At which, that's when you see him being cool, because he does some James Bond moves where he takes the gun out of the guy's hand and he holds him up instead and knocks him out. It's really like, it's very Bond like. If you like Bond when Sean Connery played Bond, there's a lot of, you can tell that Sean Connery took a lot of this he took a lot of it from this character that Humphrey Bogart plays in this.
You know, if they were looking for, here's a way they could have shortened the movie really easy. If they were looking for the Falcon, then they could have just asked Han Solo.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that. One of the reviews that I was watching, they actually went and said that the Maltese Falcon, or what's the name of the is that the name of the ship? My brain,
Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon. My brain was completely blank. The Millennium Falcon was named after the Maltese Falcon.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could totally see that. So like this is a movie that if you're studying film, you definitely have to watch. But if you would rather skip it, as long as you watch Casablanca, you're going to see a lot of the same actors in a better movie.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So it's a good movie, but it's nowhere near like Casablanca level, is basically what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Because Casablanca's got the music, everything was right. Casablanca was just like a perfect storm, like everything just worked right.
Mm-hmm.
And here you can still you see the gel of the three actors who also do very well in Casablanca, which is like I said, Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre, and Humphrey Bogart.
So would you then say it's more of an artsy movie than an entertainment movie?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
There
we go.
Yeah. I mean, if you like Star Trek The Next Generation, they have a character that Captain Picard is like obsessed with in one of the later seasons, and he keeps going to the holodecks to play this character. I forget what they call them in the Star Trek universe, but that's based off of the Sam Spade character. And they do a better job because they're taking the same story and they're shortening it up down to 20 minutes. So you ask why I make our videos so small on YouTube. It's like, well, I know I like shorter videos. So they're short up until you get to a point. Like we're doing this, like us talking for over an hour, that's fine. Because somebody's going to tune into this and they're going to like put it on and they're going to go and like mow their lawn or do the laundry or whatever. They're going to do something. They're going to do some kind of work while they're listening to this. But when you're tuning in and you want to watch like our thoughts on The Gods Must Be Crazy, 3 minutes is about fine. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Other than that, if we're going to go longer than that, then we really have to deep dive the movie and go scene by scene and talk about character motivations and who the director was, and blah, 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 blah. Where we never do that. We're not that deep. We're just like, this is kind of what the movie's about. Here's some of the people who were in it. Here's what we thought of it. Mm-hmm. And usually I tell who's in it just mostly so you can say, oh, yeah, I've seen another movie with them in it, you know. Mm-hmm. Also, everybody knows who, like Humphrey Bogart, if you've never seen any of his movies, is one of those names, like, you kind of recognize it. Same with Peter Lorre. He's got almost unrecognizable name nowadays, too.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's because of Looney Tunes, man. I once watched, like I said, they had a Humphrey Bogart caricature, Peter Lorre caricature, and they showed up very often in Looney Tune cartoons. Mm-hmm. Which is Warner Brothers, which is the same producers, so it made sense. They cross-promote a lot.
And then they did Roger Rabbit, where they took the whole Looney Tunes that had taken from the old movies and then just made a movie. So it's a complete circle.
Yeah. Something I always talk about this that makes me feel smart is that people, and I thought this for years too. I just learned this like over the last couple of years. I thought that they had to pay Disney. I always thought that Disney had to go and give the rights for Roger Rabbit to be made, because I didn't know that Touchstone Pictures was a Disney company. I thought Touchstone Pictures was like Warner Brothers or something like that. You know, back then there were so many other movie companies that it could have been, as far as I knew, it could have been one of the big movie companies. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, geez, that's crazy. So I'm assuming that Warner Brothers wanted to make this movie and they asked Disney if they can do it. Mm-hmm. And it was the other way around. for Roger Rabbit is a Disney movie, and they had to ask permission from Warner Brothers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because it used to be like, oh, in order for Mickey Mouse to be in it, he had to have the same amount of time as Bugs Bunny, and he couldn't do anything that like took away from his character. It's like, no, it was the other way around.
Mhm.
Bugs Bunny was only allowed to be in it as long as he got equal screen time
Gotcha.
and didn't do anything out of character.
Mhm.
You know, you can have like Bugs Bunny be on there and be like, let's kill these motherfuckers. You can't do that.
That would definitely make an interesting movie.
That wouldn't get you the movie. All of a lot of character and like, but you know, Mickey Mouse, he's got like he's sniffing cocaine. Bugs Bunny shooting people. I'm giving ideas for people for when they ball in the public domain. Bugs Bunny's coming up, huh?
Yeah, that exactly. That's what I was about to say. Is that we probably will end up seeing that happen as soon as they're available to do whatever you want with. Because I'm just surprised we haven't seen like Mickey Mouse porn movies just yet. Because I know we've seen like whether the Winnie the Pooh horror movie or something like that came out.
Yeah, they did a horror movie, and then they're doing a Mickey Mouse one too. And I think the only reason they maybe haven't released it yet is I think Disney is probably somehow making it slow down, like hitting them with lawsuit or something. Like they'll do that. They'll just sue you to death, even if they don't even have a foot or they don't have a leg to stand on. You still have to go and fight the lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that they don't have like Mickey and Minnie going up the mouse hole or something like that. Some porno name at this point yet.
Hey Siri, when does Bugs Bunny enter the public domain?
Do you want me to use ChatGPT to answer that?
Yes.
This is our AI slot part.
Yes. Oh, I wish you didn't say anything. I heard you.
Bugs Bunny. I'm sorry.
Oh, damn it! Fuck you! It gave me the answer, and then the answer disappeared because I said something. God damn this fucking thing.
Did I break Siri's heart? I'm so devastated.
Let me ask ChatGPT. When does Bugs Bunny enter the public domain?
Bugs Bunny is expected to enter the public domain on January 1st, 2036. This is because
Okay. That's all.
I don't care why. It's because
They always over answer you. It's like Bugs Bunny was created in 19. For many years, he was voiced by Mel Blanc until his passing.
Bugs Bunny has 2 ears. However, when he was originally drawn, he was drawn from the side, so he only had 1.5. We'd have.
The over explaining of these assistants, they're still getting them that they're getting better and better and better and better. Even like I've been subscribing to ChatGPT now for 4 months, and just in that time alone, I've noticed so many upgrades to it.
You know what? I'm gonna. You know what we need to do, and I'm gonna, I guess, totally go sexist here, but we need to do a thing like Siri and ChatGPT, but make it a guy, because the difference there would be, when does Bugs Bunny go into public domain? Oh, January 1st, 2036. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man.
Nope.
That's all that's all you get.
Yep. You could tell it to do stuff like that too. Like answer me as if you were a guy who doesn't really want to do this.
I'm waiting for you to be like, Bugs Bunny also was created by, so and so, and when he actually created him, are you listening to me? You never listen to me.
That's an episode of South Park. Literally, it's episode of South Park. It's one of those ones that were like special movies so they could be on Paramount Plus, and it was like, it's like the year 2030 something or whatever, and one of them has a digital assistant, and it's like they present it like it's his wife or his girlfriend or something, but like halfway through it, you realize it's his digital assistant, and she's like treats him like, how come you never talk to me? And like, oh, like, and the only way he could cheer her up because it's Amazon is he has to order stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be all pissed off and be like, maybe I can go and look at some blah blah blah. She'll be like, you're just saying that to cheer me up. He's like, no, I really want to go shopping for blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, well, what color are you looking for? It's great if you get a chance. Like, I'm a huge South Park fan, but like if you like folks, if you just like get Paramount Plus for like a month, you can watch all the South Park movies, and some are pretty decent.
And then ditch it.
And then ditch it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
At least streaming services, man, they're ridiculous. It's like like I remember when they first came out, it was like, oh, I get all the Disney movies for like $6 a month. Now it's like $11-12 a month.
I was gonna say 60.
What's that?
I was gonna say 60.
No, not that high yet, but
It's coming.
oh, I
Just
know.
wait.
And they were all part of Netflix, and then they broke Netflix up. It sounds like they did AT&T. They broke up Netflix, though. Even though Netflix still exists, everybody pulled away from it, and they all started their own streaming company. And here you see them; they're all slowly consolidating back into one thing, just like it's supposed to be. There was only 3 streaming companies for years, and that's what it should be. There should be 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
The world doesn't need more than that.
You know what they're gonna blame for the price hikes to get to $60 a month? Tariffs.
Tariffs?
They're tariffs. Yeah, it's not coming out of the U.S. It's being transferred by the internet, so you got to pay more. That's basically what's going to happen.
I don't know. They were showing me. I was watching this. What is this? Doctor Who. I don't know who he is. He's some English guy. You know, they watch less of our movies than we watch of their movies. Then we have a trade movie deficit, which is probably not true. Just making. I'm trying to compare. Before somebody track checked me.
They've been getting our movies for free, and we have to buy them. So not anymore.
We found out that Netflix has a server in China, and because they have one in China, we're going to count them as a Chinese company.
And Ukraine. There's a server in Ukraine as well, sir.
In Ukraine too.
Oh,
boy, you got to just let people do what they're doing and hope it all works out in the end.
So we should probably move on to the next segment, the Ben inspired segment.
The Ben inspired segment. What is the Ben inspired segment?
Can I get a Mike's Review Corner jingle?
It's Mike's Review Corner. He's here to review a bunch of games for you. Some of them are good.
So, Ben, you asked me to do this before we got started, and it's funny because you mentioned this already. Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, the board game thing. Yes.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid, the board game. If you're not aware, people, there is a board game for Metal Gear Solid. Now, I am a huge board game fan. I love them.
Mike's house. Okay, so just to give you an idea, Mike's house has many rooms. And one of these rooms, when I say many, he doesn't live in a mansion, but he lives in a house where he has rooms.
I do actually, courtesy of our VIP members, thank you very much.
Yeah, you don't live in a he lives in a mansion. But you know what? The price of houses in California, it pretty much would be like living in a mansion if you were in Iowa. So he has a room that's literally just filled with board games, like shelves of board games.
Yeah, you got to actually, wading through the board games is very difficult. Every time I go into that room, I have to move everything. It takes a day to just get to one game. There's just boxes everywhere, piled to the ceiling. It's really hard to get into.
And then he has another room that's literally just for playing said board game.
Yes.
So it's a whole procedure.
And I lay them out. I've got them laid out I've got multiple tables inside the room. I've got them laid out along the walls, the ceiling, because they do defy gravity. So you can actually sit on the wall and play them.
Yes.
And I can actually play 7 to 8 board games at once.
Everything other than what he just said there is absolutely true.
Exactly. So yeah. So
it's like a requirement. In whatever room he needs it to be, that's what it becomes.
So a little bit of history. The Metal Gear Solid board game has been a debacle to get out because it was originally going to be under IDW, I believe, and then they pulled out of Board Gamings, and then CMON picked them up, and then CMON kind of dragged their feet getting it out. They finally got it out towards the beginning of this year, and I got my copy, I believe it was around the end of January, early February, and I've already sold it. So let me explain why I do not like the Metal Gear Solid board game. and I'm going to explain why in the example that I think anyone who's played Metal Gear Solid will totally understand. And I'm going to ask you a question here, Ben, because you get to be a part of my review. Okay.
Cool.
So I need you to imagine something. You're playing Metal Gear Solid, which you mentioned you played 5 minutes of Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you played 4 minutes enough to understand how this works. So imagine that you are in a big room with a shipping container in the middle of it. Okay.
Huh?
And in the northwest corner of the shipping container is a guard, and he's facing away from you. You're running from the southwest corner to the shipping container. Okay.
Right.
So he doesn't see you because he's facing away. You get to the southwest corner. Remember, he's at the northwest.
Yep.
And you knock on the container to make sound. You then run around the southeast corner to the northeast corner of the container. Which direction does the guard go? Where does the guard go?
Where does the sound go again? I'm sorry.
You make the sound in the southwest corner of the container and then run to the southeast to the northwest corner. The guard is in the northwest. Where would the guard head when the sound is made?
He would head to the southwest corner.
Okay. Not in the Metal Gear Solid board game. Instead, the Metal Gear Solid board game, he would just head directly to the northeast where you are currently. Yeah, so making sound in this game, it doesn't matter where you make the sound, it matters where you end because that's where the guards are going to go. It makes zero sense. It defies the logic of the game.
Yeah, because the whole thing behind Metal Gear Solid is supposed to be like super realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that soured me the most of the game. Other than that, it's mediocre at best. It doesn't work very well. It does do a good job almost of mimicking the game with the codec and the dialogue, because you have to read the dialogue, and the dialogue's pretty similar. However, it seems like all the really good lines are gone. Like everyone I'm sure who's played Metal Gear Solid enough knows about the Hind D. A Hind D, instead I think it's like a helicopter. So it's like it's almost there, but it's not. And then just the sound rule just completely has it fall on its face flat. So I played it with my buddy because he got a copy as well too. And after the first play, I had already started talking to him because he's really good about selling games. I'm like, already started talking about, hey, I don't think I'm going to want to keep my copy, which is pretty rare for me because I've sold very few games in my lifetime. Even games that I thought were okay, I've held on to because I may bring them back to the table. I'm never going to bring this one to the table. I don't have a desire to, so I figured I'd just let it go. So if you're looking for something that's Metal Gear Solid, just go for the collection that's on, Steam and Xbox and PlayStation. Don't go for the board game. It's just, if you're really a Metal Gear Solid fan, it's probably going to break your heart when you get to that rule.
That was Bored Mike with his board review.
Yes.
Did that board game leave you bored?
It bored and disappointed. I was not on board for it.
Yeah. To find out if the game's exciting or bored. I'm trying to think of words. Well, that's Mike's review corner. Is board review corner.
She's very bored.
Very important.
So I think it's probably time. You want to get into the main topic tonight? We tend to do this. We talk for about an hour on all these other segments and just random stuff. And then when you get to the hour mark, it's like, okay, it's time for the main topic.
Yeah, unless we're doing movie reviews, because it's usually some of the stuff that Slice grabs us anyways. Yeah. So what's interesting is this weekend.
Wait, hold on. Are you guys going to the topic already? Because I haven't even introduced it.
Oh, go ahead, introduce the topic.
Jeez, come on, Ben. You got a system to this. We can't go too out of whack here. Okay.
Hurry up.
So tonight we are talking about hitting the snack aisle. The definite yeses that you have to get when you hit the snack aisle. Now, normally I would go first since, throw out the topic, but I'm actually going to go ahead. It sounds like Ben is very excited to start out.
Okay, so this past, if you guys don't know, I work at a church, and my pastor was talking about hunger this week. So Wednesday we do our recording, and we do a video broadcast on Sunday. I'm going too much into details here, but he asked me to go to the store and go pick up snacks, and literally the very first thing that came to mind was nacho cheese Doritos.
Gotcha.
In fact, I went to go see the movie when I went to go see the Queen of the Ring movie. Instead of buying my snacks at the movie theater, I stuffed my coat with stuff from the Five Below. After I bought it from the store, I bought it.
Yeah.
I went out to my car and I stuffed my coat, and one of the things I bought was a bag of Doritos.
Oh. So Doritos are a definite yes when you go? No, but nacho cheese, what about other flavors?
I mean, I like the other flavors, but nacho cheese is like my favorite.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like Cool Ranch is okay. I'll have it, but nacho cheese to me is just like that's like the original Doritos flavor. Which
they had one that was a Jumpin' Jack, I think, at one point, which was like a pepper jack Dorito, which was the one that I liked. Other than that, I'm fine with Cool Ranch, but I nacho is okay. It's just I don't like my fingers afterwards.
Yeah, and it is the one thing is like all of a sudden like I'm wiping them on my pants, and then like my pants just have this big orange spot.
Yeah. I can't even do that. I gotta go like wash my hands off with like soap and water because I don't want to get on my clothes.
Well, I don't even think about it. I just all of a sudden I'm wiping my hands off on my pants. I'm like, oh no. I'm a Shelly snack or something. What's that?
Cheetos are worse for that.
Yeah, I don't like Cheetos.
Yeah, I don't either.
I never have either. I never have. I mean, I don't know why. It's just never been like I don't know why. I just never like Cheetos. So go ahead.
Okay, so for me, I'm going to talk about the one that kind of inspired this list. I don't know if you ever heard of this one, but as a kid, now lately I'm trying to get away from getting snacks. But as a kid, I always had to get chicken and a biscuit.
Chicken and a biscuit.
Chicken and a biscuit, which I would love to get a hold of them and say, you guys, here's your jingle, chicken and a biscuit. Brock. That will catch on as a shave and haircut thing.
Shave and a haircut.
But I swear, I don't know what it is, how they ground that chicken down into just that powdery chicken flavor stuff. But it is just so good on those crackers. And I could just sit there and munch like a box of that. And I used to have, as a kid, my mom knew I loved chicken and biscuit, and my mom would buy in bulk. So we would have a ton of chicken and biscuit boxes in our laundry room at all times.
Okay, so what exactly is chicken and a biscuit?
What's that?
What exactly is it? I'm thinking like you go to like KFC and you get chickens and a biscuit.
No, it's a cracker. So it's kind of like a I don't want to say like a Ritz cracker. It's like a not like saltines. I'm trying to think of like a cracker, and it's got a chicken flavored powder covered on it, and that's all it is.
Oh, okay.
But it's darn good, and it's still in stores. So next time I see you out here, we'll get some chicken and a biscuit.
All right. I've never heard of that. That might be something we don't have over here.
And we can pick it up. You know where we can pick it up?
Rallies?
Rallies, that's right.
There's a Rallies.
It is Rallies. You got it.
Or is it Rallies?
It's Rallies. But
I think you're gonna keep going back and forth with me.
It's funny because you posted that Saved by the Bell old video of us, and we were talking about Rayleigh's in that, and you kept calling it Rallies, and it was a water that, man, I haven't had that water in so long.
Yeah, Rallies is that is actually a fast food restaurant.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, that's like they're out in the south, like basically where NASCAR is.
Yeah.
They're in NASCAR country.
Hmm.
So when I went and so when I was at the movies, I bought Doritos and I bought some gummy worms.
Oh, okay.
So like just gummy candy in general.
Oh yeah.
I bought sweet and sour gummy worms. I wanted to try them.
Mhm.
And but normally like my favorite is the Haribo, the golden Haribo.
Yeah.
But it has to be a specific version of the golden Haribo. If there's German writing on the package,
Uh-huh.
that's the version I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's available almost in every country other than ours. Like there's a store,
Import it.
but I do. I normally was importing it, but the price went up, so I stopped ordering it. Because it used to be like $18 for 6 bags, so it up to like $3 a bag, which that's how much. It's actually cheaper almost than going to get it at the store.
Uh-huh.
But then it went up to like $24 for the same thing, and I'm like, I'm not paying that much. It's not that important to me.
Yeah. Yeah, gummy candies are good. And maybe this isn't like true gummy, but it's close enough. I would say the perfect movie candy is Dots, which is kind of gummy.
Yeah, dots they're weird. I didn't prefer them. Like if somebody offered me dots, I would take them. Like they're not like bad, but like compared to like other gummy candy, like sweet and sour, like no sweet tarts. Right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
is that gummy?
Sweet tart. It depends. I think sweet tarts have
No,
a
the
couple.
sweet tarts those are the little pill ones. What's the one?
I think there's another version.
Sour Patch Kids. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids. Oh my God, my sister. Okay, so my sister would buy the largest bag of Sour Patch Kids, and she would sleep with the bag right next to her head, and just all night suck on them.
That's dedication.
Yeah, she was a huge fan of Sour Patch Kids.
Did she have any teeth?
Oh, she lost a lot of teeth.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, the cavities, man, they were ridiculous. It's just like it's because it's like all the candy. It's just candy on top of candy. You get your whole diet's candy. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll have some Sour Patch Kids. Like they're one of those. Like if they're offered to me, I would not say no to Sour Patch Kids. We used to have them at the church. I used to go and sneak packets of them from the kids.
Yeah, I used to, but those got to the point where they're affecting my teeth.
Yeah.
Like my teeth were sensitive to them, so I just like stopped. I can't do the sour candies anymore because of it.
That's like one of the benefits I do get from working at the church. It's like we have like multiple locations. I will just help myself to any of the kitchens or the kids' rooms, anything that's food. I just help myself to it.
You know what else is good gummies are Lifesaver gummies.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are darn good.
Really good. Yeah. Also, like the Welch's gummy candy, where it's like made with real fruit juice.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good. Sometimes I used to get those like by the bag and just have a ton of those. Those are one of my favorites.
Mhm.
That's like it might be like my favorite like U.S. like just regular gummy candy would probably be like the Welch's.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that since I moved kind of to the movie candy with the dots, and you were talking about Doritos with your movie. A couple others that I would say are perfect movie candies are Reese's Pieces and Junior Mints.
I love Reese's Pieces.
Oh yeah.
How many candies are introduced through a movie like that? No one heard of Reese's Pieces until E.T.
Exactly true.
So they literally were like launched. It was launched with E.T. and I like Reese's peanut butter cups. I like Reese's Pieces. As you can imagine, I like anything that's pretty much peanut butter and chocolate. They got
Yeah. Reese's peanut butter cups are amazing.
Yeah.
How about like Twix peanut butter?
Twix is good.
Yeah. M&M's peanut butter.
Well, I don't think I don't know if I ever had the one of the M&M ones. It's a more recent brand that just came out.
No, they've been out for a long time.
Really? I thought there was like I know they had peanut M&Ms and regular M&Ms, but the peanut butter one I thought came out like within the last 10 years.
Rally's got them.
Well, if Rally's got them, then never.
Yeah, you're gonna try them next time you're here. You're trying peanut butter M&Ms
Sure.
and chicken and a biscuit.
Chicken and a biscuit.
And you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna take 2 chicken and biscuits, mush like peanut butter M&Ms in the middle, and you're gonna have like a chicken and biscuit peanut butter M&M s'mores.
Oh God.
That doesn't sound good, actually.
It doesn't. That doesn't sound good at all. It's like, oh, we're gonna have some crap. It's
But it's good crap.
good crap. It's not that shitty crap.
All right, what else you have?
See, what else did I buy? I bought a Snickers bar.
Snickers.
Snickers always satisfies. That's one of my favorite candy bars. Not my favorite though, but it's one of my favorites. I would say my favorite would probably be Three Musketeers.
Oh yeah, Three Musketeers is good, and not many people seem to like favor that one.
Three Musketeers or Kit Kat. Three
Kit Kats are good too.
Yeah, because Three Musketeers got the caramel and all that, and it's very gooey. Hurts my teeth though. So does Snickers though. Any chocolate bar now hurts my teeth. Like one thing I did have, they bought a bunch of chocolate, like Hershey chocolate bars at the church, and I think we were having a bonfire, and it ended up like raining or something. Or we did have the bonfire, but we ended up because they were doing s'mores, and it ended up like bags of marshmallows and graham crackers and Hershey bars. So I kind of just helped myself to the Hershey bars, and like it just. You know, like in the Harry Potter movie, like every time one of the kids feels bad, one of the professors, the one who ends up becoming like Harry's godfather, he would give them chocolate and said, "This will make you feel better."
I don't know the movie, so
you don't?
or say yes.
It's okay. You never seen the Harry Potter movies?
You know, I have a story with the Harry Potter movies I don't really want to relive. So
Okay, that'd be something for us to review then if you've never seen them, because you'd be looking at it the first time.
I've seen the first 3 and I don't want to go back. There's bad memories that are associated with them.
Yeah, are there memories from the movie or memories like this was happening in my life at the time?
This is what was happening in my life at the time.
And you think the movie is going to make you remember it?
It absolutely will.
Okay.
So I'm good with not ever seeing Harry Potter.
Well, my on again off again girlfriend like loves Harry Potter. In fact, we were just talking about that tonight. So I might be okay with not wanting to begin with you because I'll be getting enough of it on my own.
Yeah. So the good news is you're on again, off again girlfriend will never have to worry about hooking up with me because the moment she says, "Hey, let's go watch Harry Potter," I'll be like, "I'm good."
So yeah, she wants to go to Universal Studios. I actually have I know somebody who they have the magic wand that's like $120 or whatever, and you could use it along the Harry Potter world in Universal, and it's supposed to like make stuff happen.
Dude, for $120, it did make something happen. It made your bank account go down fast. Jeez, man.
I know it's expensive, and then you pay to go there, and then you pay for the fast pass, and then the food's expensive, and there's lines everywhere, and everybody's trying to sell you stuff, and that's Universal, that's Disney World, that's all these parks, man, and that's why like this stuff like this is stuff like I know people who go to and they do this every single year, and I'm like, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he ever was going to listen to this, but this guy, Jeff, who he's married now, and him and his wife go and they do the full Disney package. They don't have kids. They do the full Disney package. It's the 2 of them. They do the whole thing where they do breakfast with Mickey, and they stay at a Disney resort, and they have it with the Cinderella and all the thing, everything you could pay for. They pay for the whole effing thing. They want the full experience, and they do this every year. They look forward to it. This is their big trip for the year. And I'm like, dude, you are 10 years older than me. He's fucking 55 years old. And I'm not saying that, dude, keep your Disney thing alive. That's fine. But here's the thing. There are 6 Disney parks around the world. How about instead of every year spending all this money to go to the one in Orlando, why don't you go to Paris next year? And then go to Japan the following year. And then go to Shanghai the following year, or wherever these parks are. I think that's where they are. And then Los Angeles to the original one. You know, why are you going to the same place every year and getting the same experience?
Yeah.
At least mix it up. You got to fly to Orlando instead of that. Go to fly to Los Angeles. It's a slightly longer. It's a slightly. I'm exaggerating here. It's a very much longer flight. Oh, you can do 2.5 hours versus 10. Jeez, which one's longer?
Like I say, maybe a comfort level also that they're familiar with that specific one, so they know what they want to do there already.
I guess, but it's like, to me, it's like you're rehashing the same thing over and over again. Which after, like, if you've done it like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, like, aren't you eventually just going to be like, okay, I've seen enough of this? They don't change that much every year, do they?
I don't know.
I mean, I know the place is completely different than when I went there as a child,
Yeah.
but that
I'm
was,
sure they add stuff and they probably add stuff and take stuff away, or they modify stuff. Like, well, last year this was this was a Cinderella ride because we had a new Cinderella show, but now we just changed the faces of Snow White, the same stupid ride, but
yeah,
it's Snow White
it's
instead.
exactly what they do. They'll go through and they'll take a ride and they'll make it exactly the same. I watched the whole history of it. Like, there's Disney nerds like crazy on YouTube, and you can watch people who analyze it. They know like all the secrets and what's underneath the park and the history of the rides and all this fun stuff. And you can really go down a rabbit hole with it.
Last time I went to Disney World, I got on this boat ride and they started playing a song that went, Little Mermaid after all, Little Mermaid after all.
It's supposed to be It's a Small World after all.
That's why they modified it.
I wouldn't when I was a kid.
Keep up with me, Ben.
What's that?
Keep up with me, Ben.
Oh, K-Fake, got it. Yeah. It's crazy. These crazy songs that they
It's a little mermaid.
Little Mermaid, Good Beauty and the Beast.
All right. So we totally sidetracked. We got to get back to these snacks because I like talking about snacks.
It's not late for death, but I guess we can.
So what else do you have on your list of snacks that you need to get?
I'm just going over what I bought over the last week. Cookies. These were
What kind of cookies? You gotta be more specific.
Keebler M&M chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, I like Keebler, but I gotta give it up for the fudge stripes one. The ones that look like they're the cookies were put in prison. Those things are so freaking good. But Keebler like does some really good cookies.
I like oatmeal cookies, and that's like great because it's like somebody will bring oatmeal cookies in every once in a while at our Wednesday night service, and one of the kids in the tech room, one of the members of my team, she hates them, and she'll go, "Oh, they're oatmeal cookies," and I'll go like, "Oatmeal cookies? Where?"
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get the whole oatmeal cookie anti thing really because it's like I guess people think of like oatmeal, they think of like Quaker Oats or something.
I think what it is, they see the raisins and they think the raisins are chocolate chips, and they get disappointed.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I think it is. I think it's nothing really against the flavor. It's the disappointment they don't want. They don't want to expect chocolate and get raisins.
Well, my favorite cookies are peanut butter, but peanut butter don't really get much recognition or anything within the snack aisle. However, my favorite cookies of all in the snack aisle are Nutter Butters. Man, do I love Nutter Butters.
My favorite cookie is, and I'm gonna sound like I'm like some rich guy who has all these, like, I have these connections and I can get this cookies that you cannot get. Actually, you probably can't because I don't think she delivers. They're Belladora cookies.
Okay.
And what she does is she makes these cookies. She uses this brown butter. So she literally has to make the butter before she can make the cookies.
Gotcha.
And I guess it's a very long process, and you do pay for it. They're not cheap. Because it's $8 for 6 cookies.
Gotcha.
Which to me that's a lot. Because that's like, maybe that's not a lot. I don't know. She's still starting on too. But yeah, those are like her cookies they're just awesome. They just melt in your mouth because the brown butter has like a saltiness to it, and it feels like the cookies like melting on your tongue.
So when you get them, if it's $8 for 6 cookies, how many cookies can you eat at a time.
Actually, I think it's more than $8. That's what they started at. I think they're like $12 for 6 of them now. I think her prices went up because of inflation. So it's $2 a cookie.
So how many can you eat in one sitting then?
Oh, I could eat the whole thing if I wanted to. Yeah. I think about how much these damn things cost every time I have one.
Just like that, there goes my hourly wage on the 6 cookies.
Oh my God, they're expensive, and you have to wait for them too because like she doesn't do this full time. She has a job. She goes to school. She has a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and so like if you order the cookies, you're gonna wait like 2 weeks to get them. But when you get them, like then it's the whole thing of making them last. Well, I think like I should order more, but then I'll have it where I'll keep 6 of them for like 3 months, and then they'll be
When you were out here last time, we went and we got a pie. What kind of pie did we get? Do you remember?
pizza.
No, not the pizza pie.
Oh.
Remember we went to the pie place?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. What
Was
was
the peanut butter one? It was the peanut butter one.
Yeah, it was like peanut butter chocolate, wasn't it?
Yeah, peanut butter, and I thought we got a second pie as well too. Didn't
We
we?
did get a second one. I forget what that one was. Yeah, you ordered was it like a charity thing or something?
Cherry or apple, one of the probably cherry.
Yeah. No, I meant charity. Like for a
Oh,
charity.
charity.
Like,
Yeah.
was it for a cause?
No, it was just it was to keep that place in business because they do awesome pies.
Okay, never mind. No, because every time I hear of like people ordering it, it's like for some kid's school or they're collecting money or they're selling them for cancer or something like that. People they sell all kinds.
No, that's the pie place in town, and we're gonna next time you're out here, dude. We're gonna get another one of those pies. We gotta figure out what flavor.
My favorite thing to do is you ask the people who work there, what do you order? You're here all day. What's your favorite?
Yeah.
And that doesn't always work because okay, so I was in Amish country, out Pennsylvania, and we're looking for a place to go chill out and get some food. So I asked, because like the part of it, like that we're in a hotel that's not Amish itself, but they do have Amish people working there, and I didn't know this. I thought that this was just some 20-something-year-old girl who works at this hotel, and I'm thinking if there's anybody to ask about the nightlife, it's some 20-something-year-old girl who works at the hotel. I asked her, and she has like no suggestions at all.
Mhm.
And I'm like, really? You can't, there's no place for a bunch of guys to go hang out for a couple hours. Maybe, have some food.
Where can we get some hookers?
Who wasn't asking that?
Can you imagine you walk up to her and you're like, yeah, what are your rates? She's like, excuse me? I mean, your rates for the night. What do you mean? I mean, your room rates.
Your room rates, your hotel rates. You wouldn't know what I was talking about, dude. It's crazy. These girls, they'll get real jobs. I don't know if like they're Amish or one of the Mennonites or one of these groups, and they can get real jobs out in the real world. So like while they're working, they look like, not to say a normal person, but like
Oh, it just sounded really bad.
somebody who isn't Amish. They look like a non-Amish person. They pass as like girl next door, and I guess when she leaves, she puts on her whatever and gets in her horse and buggy and goes home.
Well, I wonder what kind of problems that causes at home when they get a job like that. Like how the parents, because like the parents are going to be really grounded in those beliefs.
Oh, these are all questions that I would ask too. I'd be like, if I were to interview her, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, how did your parents feel about this? How do you keep yourself grounded and like away from the stuff that you're not supposed to be around? Because like there's got a certain level of mental discipline that has to come with that.
And even that would be awesome. And I know this isn't going to happen, and I'm not going to be trying to be rude when I say this. It would be awesome to have like somebody Amish on this show to just kind of ask questions about things like this to see how it affects the.
Well, you think about it. She's like a 20-something-year-old girl. She's pretty. I'm sure working at that hotel, there's some guys who go in there where she's like, holy shit. Like we would go if there was a hot girl that came in, the girl would, a hot guy comes in. And what if he's attracted to her? What goes to her head? How does she stop herself from following this guy to his room? or whatever he's proposing.
I would think like she's probably just basically the culture that she's in. She's probably not thinking of that like your standard um everyday person would, who's watching commercials and movies that are just dripping in sexual themes. So there's probably a big difference there. But I mean, there's still that temptation of now you're exploring this new world, and I'm sure the parents are like super concerned that they're going to lose their daughter to this other world.
It's
And
not like it's not like North Korea, or like in North Korea, if you show you have enough loyalty to the regime, they'll let you get a job in a different country
yeah,
and they'll hold your family hostage. But
yeah,
that aside, you know, these are Mennonites who live in the free Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, where this girl at one point can go and say, "Hey, this really hot guy came in, and I went to his room. One thing led to another, and I dishonored you, mother and father, and fuck you, I'm leaving, and go live with it."
well, she kind of would have to at that point.
Yeah, because they would. I would think that would cause a huge scandal if something like that happened.
Exactly.
It's like, how do these people, like, the whole mentality of it, where like if you were working as a normal person, if you were just Joe Schmo working at this hotel and some hot chick came in and said, "Hey, here's my card, why don't you come and give me some room service?"
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't be like, fuck yeah. It's like, where you gotta go and, but like, and for a guy it's harder too, because we're so into sex, versus where women, they do like sex, but it's not at the same level. It's a different, they're more, yeah, like, we're more physical where they're more emotional. It's to be in a position like that, like, maybe there's a reason they only hired women for that position, because they can resist a temptation that might come in.
Yeah. Well, because yeah, you're still looking at through your perspective
Exactly. So yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna what's going on through her mind is gonna be completely different. And I do want to mention something very important. If you're all unaware, right now you're listening to the BM show, and our topic tonight is snacks and what you pick up on the snap aisle.
It's not how we're talking about Amish girls. I don't know why.
I mean, we just totally tangent. I mean, we're not even in the same zip code at this point.
I don't even know how I got to that, but going back to candy, and I don't mean the girl at the desk. Okay, so what else did I buy? I bought Skittles.
Skills. Oh man, skills are under fire right now. If you haven't heard about that,
Is it because of that red dye number 5?
red dye and all the carcinogens and the plutonium that they put into it when making it,
Yes, because I asked for extra plutonium in my Skittles, please.
so that you can get to, what is it, 121 gigawatts of power in your body.
Well, we sell plutonium in every local store, according to 1955's Doc Brown. I'm sure you could just walk into any corner store in 1985. This is my plutonium.
So here's my question. Okay, so you picked up Skittles.
Yeah.
Would you say that Skittles are the perfect gamer candy?
I don't think so.
I agree with you. You know what I think is a perfect gamer candy? You're sitting down to play games. You're playing a good RPG. You know what I think the perfect gamer candy is?
What?
Starburst.
I was gonna say Starburst. My mom loves Starburst.
Yeah, Starburst is good.
If you're listening to this and you know me personally and you ever want to get something nice from my mom, get her the biggest bag of Starburst you could find. And you would make her day.
Starburst or Mamba? Because they're pretty similar.
She'll do either one.
Okay.
Because she prefers Starburst.
I think Starburst has the better citrusy flavor than Mamba, but I think the problem with Starburst is over time it gets too hard. And I don't think I've ever had a Mamba where Mamba actually gets hard.
How about Mama number 5?
Huh?
Mama number 5. The song?
I don't know the song, sorry.
Oh, this was like a huge radio hit for like a bunch of time, like years and years. Okay, never mind. Years and years ago. I feel so old. I don't even know how long ago it was, and I just know it wasn't last year.
Here comes another gamer candy. You ready for this one? Fun dip.
Fun dip.
Fun dip.
But then you gotta stop what you're doing. Isn't that a two-handed job, the fun dip? You want something where you can grab with one hand and then put your hand back on your controller.
It kind of okay. So how about pixie sticks then? Because you can kind of just down a pixie stick. Well, pixie stick is like gamer cocaine.
But it's like when you had the candy cigarettes. Remember those?
Yeah, I remember the candies. Those just didn't taste good though.
Well, yeah, but the cool part was that you had that very first one, you could do a quick puff and it looked like smoke coming out of it, and then you couldn't puff it anymore, and the candy just sucked. Yeah, it was.
I never had it puff. Mine tastes like chalk.
They all taste like chalk, but what you do is you put it in your mouth and you go, poof, and you blow out, and it has a puff with all the chalk, but it looks like it's a puff of smoke, like you're smoking a cigarette.
I might have to go pick up some candy cigarettes because I've never experienced
That was the only thing they were good for. Once you got that puff out of the way, you could throw the damn thing out because they said it tastes like shit.
All right, so I'm gonna go on cookies for a second because we're to that point where we're kind of talking about the more complicated candies to eat. And I'm gonna say this: I'm not a big fan of Oreos because of the fact that everything gets stuck in your teeth, and then you try to pick it out, and then it's like under your nails, and it looks like you're digging in the dirt. It's just nasty. But I will be honest, like Oreos, they do so many different flavors, and it's like when I see them, I know that they're Oreos. I don't want to get them, but then I get intrigued because of new flavors. Did you like, oh, birthday cake or red velvet or peanut butter fudge or something? It's like cotton candy. I just gotta try it. I gotta try it to find out.
I think Oreos, I don't like them as much. I mean, like, you know what? I don't like them. They're not my favorite cookie at all. I think they're more of a product of marketing
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because, like, oh, it's so much fun. I take them, I split them in half, and I dunk it in milk, and I'm like, I don't want to do any of that stuff with cookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Cookies are not supposed to be work. The work is in making the cookies, and I'm paying somebody to do that. So why would I want to go through the whole thing of taking it apart and then licking it and then sticking it in milk and all these other parts I got to do? Like maybe I've done cookies in milk before. I'm not against that, but it should be the only thing I should have to do, not split it apart, lick the middle. It's like you're doing some kind of religious.
I will point out right now. Hold on. I want to point out right now that we're talking about snacks on the snack aisle, and not what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about girls.
You split it apart and lick it.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Why would that ever make you think of anything other than Oreo cookies?
Look the creamy filling.
With the creamy filling, yes.
Which
is already there, you sick freak. No.
Next time you look at Oreo, it's not going to be the same.
We have we ran out of snacks here at the house, and all we had left were these Oreo snack packs. And I won't have a single damn one of them. That's like if there's nothing, it's that or like peanut butter crackers. Then I'll have the Oreos.
I think the big problem with Oreos is the lack of the center filling versus the actual cookie itself. Because like a double stuffed Oreo seems like what a regular Oreo should be.
And it probably was what the regular Oreos were like 50 years ago.
Yeah, true.
Because like with shrinkage.
Exactly.
It's like all these companies can reintroduce their product as they originally were and call them like the supersized versions.
Exactly.
I'm sure you know what? McDonald's and all these other companies, you can take that idea and go ahead and run with it because they can't copyright it anyway. Or trademark it or whatever the word is for it. I can't patent it. But yeah, it's and then there was something else that I bought. It was the last thing. Maybe that was it. Okay. Oh, how about those little pies? You ever those little pies?
Oh, we mean like there used to be home run pies and now they're just whatever pie.
I think Hostess makes them. Like Hostess makes them, and one other company makes another version of it.
Like they had apple and cherry.
Yes. When you're a kid, those are great. Mom throws them in with your lunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah.
That was Another thing that my mom used to buy in bulk, and we just had those stacked up on top of the refrigerator. I actually really like the lemon one a
The
lot.
lemon ones were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what my mom would do is there was a Hostess store in town, and we would go there every once in a while, and she would buy them like, but only the flavors that were on clearance. Because that's what the Hostess store was. It was stuff that like, it was all clearance stuff,
Uh-huh.
like basically bread, like two-day-old bread, stuff like that. And she was poor, so we were poor. That's what we went. We went and we shopped there.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's why I got the lemon ones a lot, because I don't think the lemon ones were the most. They were one of the lesser popular ones, so they were always in stock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think probably like apple was one of the ones that apple and cherry seem to go super fast.
Yeah, those were the popular ones.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to throw one out here that you probably have never had, and we want to add this to the list of things that you're going to have. So, chicken and biscuit, peanut butter M&Ms, and I doubt you've ever heard of these, but have you ever had Gancitos?
No.
Gancitos, it's the Mexican Twinkie.
Oh, we
So-
what Twinkies?
Look up Gansito because it's seriously like it's kind of like a Twinkie where it has a cream filling but kind of more on the top, except it's coated in chocolate, and they are very, very good.
Cool.
So we're gonna have to get some of those when you get out here too.
Definitely check it out, man.
Hmm.
I'm just looking at the time. We need to start bringing this home.
Yep. Well, I mean, I had some other things, but they're not really like big items. I do want to ask you a question though, as a wrap up here. I'm sure you've had Chips Ahoy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the question: chewy or regular?
Chewy.
Chewy, I 100% agree. I grew up on regular. I was the only one that liked chewy because regular was just too hard and too much work.
Not you, Chewy.
So with that,
How do you do a Chewy voice? Just make a noise like you're like a deaf retarded man.
so do you have anything to add, Ben?
No.
Okay. So next week we're going movies again. Next week will be My Fair Lady and My Sassy Girl.
Yes, we're continuing. This is another Audrey Hepburn movie, and then this by Sassy Girl. Is that South Korean?
Yes, it's South Korean.
All right, so some K drama, or is it comedy? I'm not even sure. I only watched like 2 seconds of it.
It's
Um,
K-dramedy.
K dramedy.
Yes, K-dramedy actually is a definite way to describe that one. I'm not even joking.
Well, then we will do some K dramedy next week.
Sounds good. So on that note, why don't we go ahead and give Chewy the last word?